my foundation games is called ODR. ODR stands for Observe, Don't React. This game exists because what we all want is a dog who can walk down the street. If somebody approaches, be friendly. And by friendly, we mean, you know, hi, how are you, how's it going? Not, let me lose my mind and jump all over you, or let me bark and growl at you. Can walk down the street and ignore things around them. Can go into different situations and listen if you ask them to sit or come or down. That's all the things most people want. ODR was created to help you achieve that goal. Observe, don't react. That means they can look at something and not react, not get overly excited, not get fearful, not hide behind you, not bark, not lunge. ODR is challenging to understand because at first it's a skill, but then it becomes a concept. And the more you practice that concept, the more you reinforce it in everyday life, the more your dog starts to understand that this is how you live through life. Caveat here. A lot of dogs, especially younger dogs, do not have the mental capacity to stay calm in all situations. And that is always something you have to remember. If your dog is not capable of staying calm in whatever situation, then no amount of training is going to change that. But this is a mental state instead of a skill. First, you have to create the skill, and the skills you want to create with any skill, you want to create it in a nice, calm environment. The way I start to introduce ODR is with the Get It game. With the Get It game, you throw the cookie, the dog calmly looks at it, and by calm I mean quiet, all four paws on the ground, and you say get it. So they are learning to calm themselves down to be reinforced. As you take this out into the world, so that's the way you start to teach the concept. As you take this out to the world, it transfers to, you hold the dog's collar, the dog sees a dog. You reward the dog for calmly looking at the dog. But the cookie serves a couple of purposes. When your dog is fully focused and you put a cookie in their mouth, and I usually suggest large and soft. This is why, because when they have something in their mouth, they will chew it. And when they are chewing it, they take their brain from out there at whatever they were focused on and bring it onto their bodies. And as soon as the brain comes onto their body, they start to become closer to functioning. This is an example of how I use ODR. I was filming in the building and somebody walked in. I waved them in, took my dog's collar, and was prepared that he was going to react. I actually should have rewarded right away. The dogs barked and he reacted. He loses his mind a little bit. I get him back under control, and then I reward him for looking. And you'll see the moment where his brain kicks in. I'm rewarding him for looking, and then he's like, oh yeah, we were doing something. And then I was able to go back to work, even though those dogs were still standing there.